Hi everyone, my name is David. Thanks for watching this video. This video today is about somatic and cerebral narcissist. We usually don't hear those terms very much when we're talking about narcissists. We tend to hear about the overt, covert, things like this. But somatic and cerebral are real things. Somatic and cerebral narcissists. Before I dive into this video, I'd appreciate it if you guys haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. It really helps me, supports what I'm doing. I'm trying to get this information out there to reach to everybody who needs it. And pushing a couple buttons, subscribing to the channel, and voting, things like this. Commenting down below really helps spread this information, help me do what I'm doing. So thank you very much. So let's get into it. The cerebral and somatic narcissist. What is it? Well, like I was saying a minute ago, we tend to label narcissists more of the overt and covert, and that kind of covers the loud narcissist, the quiet narcissist, the shy narcissist, the boisterous, the obnoxious, the narcissist who will even admit he's a narcissist, the overt. And then you have the quiet, covert narcissist who acts like the little victim, poor me sometimes, pity parties, stuff like this, passive aggressiveness. But narcissists can vacillate between the two. So it's not always that they're one or the other. And that also goes with the somatic and cerebral narcissists. They can tend to vacillate between the two. So let's get into it and see what they are. Somatic, here's the definition of just somatic. Relating to the body, especially as distinct from the mind. So, and then cerebral is of the brain. Of the brain, intellectual rather than emotional or physical. So you've got the somatic, the body, the cerebral, the brain. Okay? And this narcissists have rejected their true self, their authentic true self, who they are inside. Okay, and I'm just going to use those terms inside, outside to kind of help us. And so their identity is extremely unstable, and they form their identity, right? They reject themselves and they form a fake self that they want you to believe who they are. And as long as you can keep validating this BS that they put out there, then they start to believe that's who they are. And they feed off this and they need this. So when there's nobody, they don't know who they are. And they fall into depression. They need people for attention. They need people to stroke their ego, for their pride, to validate what they are forming on who they are. And they need lots and lots of admiration. Like a child. Okay, but like a child who doesn't know who they are. They rely on me, my physical appearance or my intellect, what I am, not who I am. Okay? So they're about appearance, status, and intellect, something we don't talk about much. Now, the somatic narcissist, first thing that comes to mind for a lot of you, at least for me, is with the body, is sex. These people might be more sexual than the cerebral. They might be hypersexual. This might be the sex addict. So pornography, prostitution. These are the narcissists that may be very good in bed, right? I hear this all the time from women, victims, how good the sex was. The sex was so good. And it's sad because if you were making love with this person and totally, truly emotionally connected, you wouldn't need to brag about how good the sex was. And I know you're not bragging, you're just saying, those of you who comment and talk about how good the sex was. I hope I made my point. But all there is sex with narcissists, somatic. And like I said, this becomes addiction. This really, really holds the addicted dependency element to the codependent relationship with a narcissist. It can become so sexual that I've heard stories after the relationship is over that they compare every person to that person, their body, the sex. They will still masturbate thinking about the person. They'll dream about having sex with the person for years because they're not getting help. They're not healing. This might be the narcissists that are into very much appearance. So plastic surgery, the females with makeup, jewelry, men with lots of jewelry, expensive cars, houses, nice labels on their clothes, expensive jewelry, I said. This might be the very active narcissist, the into sports or racing cars. They need excitement, jumping out of planes, I once heard a narcissist once tell me when I asked her, how was it jumping out of a plane? She said, it was boring. Jesus Christ, dude. Jumping out of a plane was boring. Okay, skydiving is boring. This is where you get into psychopathy, right? Where I need that total rush all the time and sex all the time. And maybe addictions, like I said, drugs, alcohol, things like this. And this might be the one who really pampers themselves, right? Men and women, might be manicure, pedicure, massages, skin treatments, facials, all these different things. Which is good to do for yourself. I'm just saying these might be the narcissist that tends to do this as well. And very into sports, typically. Things that are exciting, like I was saying, driving cars, racing cars, flying airplanes, jumping out of airplanes, but maybe just very, very active in riding. And it has to, like riding bikes, but it has to be extreme. They got to compete, right? It always has to compete and be the best. It has to be special and unique. So that's the somatic narcissist. Love to hear your guys' examples down below because the comments are always better than the videos. So all of you who watch this, read the comments down below and add your own. Add your own, please. The cerebral. And before I get into this, because the first thing I think of when I think of cerebral is intelligence, right? And I want to be very clear that there is no correlation between personality disorders, narcissism, and intelligence, okay? So the cerebral narcissist doesn't necessarily even have to be intelligent. Smart? No. Always right. Especially when it comes to anything that's knowledge, right? These are the people that are self-proclaimed experts. I'm an expert. Well, I don't really buy into the word expert for anything because then you start saying, I only not know a lot, but I know I'm right. No, you don't. Nobody knows they're right about any kind of thing they think they know. And I hope that is very clear. So I think I know quite a bit about some stuff, but I don't really know I'm right. But the cerebral knows they're right. And there is only one way to do things that way. It's because I'm smarter. So this is the cerebral narcissist who believes in status, but it's different. And may only associate with other special and unique people who are also smart or educationally successful, career success. These might be the people that are high up in the corporate ladder, CEOs. They might be a scientist, might be a teacher, might be a doctor, lawyer, things like this. This also might be, if there is any narcissist who's the loner, it could be the cerebral. It's kind of like the smart kid in class who's feels like they're just not challenged and this is so boring and so beneath me and below me. Everyone is just so stupid that you will find yourself alone with that kind of attitude. And this kind of narcissist might, and they might be suffered from major depression, massively lack social skills. Narcissists already lack social skills, but I would say the somatic can be much more functioning communicating, whereas the cerebral may be very intelligent and believes they're very intelligent, but can't see eye to eye with humans as much as well. Hope that makes sense. So that is my little examples and differences between the cerebral and somatic narcissist. Like I said, I'd love to hear yours, all of yours. Please let me know examples you have of your own. And like I said, it's not so much a total label, a defined label, definite label. You are cerebral, you are somatic. These can vacillate between the two. And I've known narcissists like that. So I knew a narcissist who was the total dork in high school. I mean, total dork, red hair, horn rimmed glasses, played the accordion. I mean, come on, man. Couldn't do any sports, never had a girlfriend, never had friends. They get into college and they go to a really nice school and they start doing really well, and right, they're getting, 4.0 in college, and they're starting to get attention and starting to be accepted more for that, if that makes sense. Then now the socializing starts to come a little bit, and they're starting to attract women, and then they become very somatic because they become very hypersexual. They start to kind of come out of their shell a little bit, right? And so it's a very dorky, not attractive, cerebral narcissist that also becomes a total slut and dates lots of women and cheats on his wife and things like this. So, I mean, it's kind of that vacillation, right, between the two. Hope I made sense. Please, all of you, ask questions, okay? The reason I'm doing these videos is to help you guys, to educate you, give you some knowledge, to help you heal so that you understand what happened to your trauma, in your traumas, okay? Thank you, all of you. Love yourself first. I'll see you again later. Bye.